but the white always go f4, so you gotta
With
copy
pawns
his
gridlocked in
move.
the center,
And then
attacking
he's
your
gonna
pawn with
attack
their
my
knight.
pawn, so I can
Mirroring
defend
your
with
opponent's
this.
knight, you create a
I can
balanced
defend
position.
that black pawn by using my knight.
They are
And then
continuing
over
with
here he's
standard
gonna play
opening
that
theory.
so he can bring out his bishop. So I
You're
decided to
bringing your
develop
knight
my
into
knight
play.
first. Then he's
They
gonna
defended their
bring out
pawn,
his
which was
pawn,
under
which is,
attack.
I don't know why would he do that.
This central
So
break opens lines and increases your
tried
piece
to break
activity.
the center so I can take over. So he's probably gonna
This is a
take,
fair trade.
and then he
You
did.
recapture.
So the best move here is to just recapture it.
Their bishop is
So
a
he's gonna
fiancata,
go there,
ready to
which
influence
is
the board
best
from
move,
the long
so he can
diagonal.
do anything.
You followed a great opening principle and developed a new piece.
Yeah, I know, you can develop a new piece. So, and also you pin the knight. So the knight can't go anywhere else. The queen might get taken.
They kick your
So
bishop with a
he's
pawn,
gonna kick
forcing
my
it to
bishop
move
with
or
the
be
pawn,
captured.
so I have to move back.
You found a safer square for your bishop.
I know this might put me in a little bit of a disadvantage, but that is fine.
They slipped up a bit here.
But they
Not the
made
worst
a
move,
mistake.
but definitely not
You
the
shouldn't-
best.
I tell you everyone that you shouldn't just castle on anywhere. You can't just castle. That's not a great move. Instead, you should just counterattack.
You are threatening to
And
capture a
then-
pawn and win material after the follow-up trades.
Yes, I know you can capture a pawn.
This
And
move
then-
protects their pawn, which was under attack.
Yeah, but no, it's not good to use your king to defend the pawn. It's self-explanatory.
Opposite castling can lead to sharp games.
Yes, you can castle so nobody can attack you, and your rook can be used for attacking so other things.
That's playable.
So that is playable. It can defend from knight going to b4, or in some cases, but the knight could have just went there to counterattack again.
Nice idea. You connected your pawns into a chain.
Yes, that's a good idea to connect your pawns into a chain, just in case if anybody attacks your pawns, you have more defense.
Kicking off a
Then
pawn storm.
over here, he can develop his pawns more, but I recommend developing your knight so you have more kick to it. Why? Because your pawn can be here, and then the knight can be here, so it can put more pressure on my knight, so the checkmate will be longer.
This move kicks off a pawn storm, putting pressure on their king.
This is the best move. Why? Because the king is protecting the pawn, which is a bad idea, not a great idea. So I suggest just pushing your pawn or 2 squares h5 so you can attack the king. And
Their best
then
option
this is
was to attack the
mistake.
knight with a
Why?
pawn.
Because
You get a
should
chance
just
to
attack
push the
my knight
pawns further
instead.
toward the king.
Because it's not a good idea to put your queen there. Why? Because that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
This took advantage
at
of a
all.
mistake, and black now has a winning advantage.
Yes, yeah.
Black
that's
keeps
a
the
great
momentum,
idea.
moving
You
the
should
pawns
just
forward.
keep on pushing. So if the pawn takes this pawn, oh gosh, no, I didn't mean it.
This took advantage of a mistake, and
Okay,
black
so
now
if
has a
the
winning
pawn takes
advantage. Black
the
keeps the
black
momentum,
pawn,
moving the pawns forward.
I could find the checkmate here using my bishop.
Their best
And then
option
if
was
he
to create a
takes the
pawn chain.
he takes
You
the
are now able to
pawn
attack the knight with a
the-
pawn.
using the knight, which is a bad idea because your knight is now hanging. So that's not
The
a
knight
good
is kicked by a
idea.
pawn and must
So
now
there
move or be
you
captured.
can see that. So you can. So oh my gosh, I got this thing. So moving your pawn to g5, not using your rook. Why? Because rook is far more better than the horse. So you just attack with your pawn instead.
Your opponent
Then
moves
he's
their
gonna
knight to
dodge
escape your
my
attack.
but it's not a great move either because moving your pawn here so you can trade fairly and there's no more attack.
You ignore the threat and counterattack their queen.
Yeah, I know. Ignore the threat. That is a good idea. Why? So if they take my bishop or rook, I can take the queen because queen is the most valuable piece you can do in this game.
They move the
So
queen to
he's gonna
safety.
move back, but I suggest just pushing here so you can attack the central pieces here so you can stop a checkmate.
What a bold
This is
sacrifice of
a-
your rook. A brilliant
It's a
tactical
brilliant.
idea.
Why? Because sacrificing your rook here leads to an eventual a checkmate. So he took with the bishop.
They've made a
which is not
mistake,
good
and their
idea.
bishop is now
Instead, he should
lost.
have just moved back. So your king can no longer be checkmated easily.
You
So I
recaptured the bishop.
recaptured the bishop, but that was a very good trade.
Your opponent moves their rook to escape your attack.
Yes, escape that attack. You should never trade your rook to a bishop. So not a great idea, guys. So
You gain time because your opponent must deal with your threat.
yes, I gain time because your opponent must deal with your threat. So you just move back. So you have more defense and more attack, opening more space here on this file line H to H1, which is a good idea. So we can attack even longer. For example, I can move my bishop here, and then he's gonna go here, and then it's pretty much check, and I can trade my other rook to take that rook.
Your opponent moves their queen to escape your
Then
attack.
you can move your queen there, so it can escape attack from this bishop right here.
Nice fork.
So-
You'll be winning material.
Yeah, it's a fork. You can be winning material right now. This is here. So you can either take the rook or this, but I recommend just taking this one. Why? Because if I take this one, I'll lose a queen, because this queen might take this.
This move gives you the opportunity to win their queen.
Yeah, I know, which is not a great idea. You want to know why it's not a good opportunity? You'll find out later in the groups. By the way, I am not using stockfish. I'm using my brain. How do you guys? How you want to give? Well, you want me to give proof? I am explaining it right now. So there is no stockfish or no AI involved in this game.
Nice fork. You'll be winning material.
Yes, it's a good fork. So it's check here. So that I can take this, and then he's gonna take for what? I have a queen. So I have more attack. I have more power than him.
That was the only move.
Yeah, that was the only move. So he was forced. He can't move here because of the bishop. He can't move here because of the knight. He can't stay there because of the knight. So it's the only move.
You are
So-
threatening to force eventual checkmate.
Yes, I know. There is an eventual checkmate here by a few moves. So he's obviously
Their move
gonna
stopped
take-
you from being able to force
I
eventual
know
checkmate.
almost any people would do that, but I suggest just moving here or here. Oh no, not here. Obviously here, so you can protect.
Very good choice.
Yeah, I moved it there because I wanted to do something else rather than doing this. So I already know it was the best move here, but just let me do my own. Stop judging me.
You get a chance to win material through an eventual discovered attack.
Yeah, I know you can win a material to discover the top. So that was a mistake. You should have never done that. Why would you move here? So you can stop an eventual checkmate, just like what they said earlier.
Their move stopped you from being able to force eventual checkmate.
Yeah, they stop you from being able to force eventual checkmate.
Very good.
But since
You get a
did
chance
this
to win
mistake,
material through an eventual
made
discovered attack.
An eventual checkmate now.
Now
So
black can lure
even-
white into losing material through a discovered
Yes,
attack.
that's a good idea. And the only bet, if you move here, it's a checkmate over here. So if he
Congrats on
doesn't-
your win.
No, I don't want to do that.
Now black
So after doing
Now black
that,
can lure white into losing material through a discovered attack.
okay, so after doing that, the bishop can go over here, which is the best move.
They stop the check by
Yes.
interposing a piece between your
So
queen
there's
and their
no
king,
checkmate in 1, mate in 6, diba? So nakita mo na.
getting closer to the
Then-
forced checkmate.
Then I went
A discovered
here,
attack
and
is
then
always
he
powerful.
resigned because
This
he knew
time,
he was
you will
getting
win
checked
material
by
with
5 moves. So it wasn't a great idea for him. I'm so sorry for him.